Hello, welcome to this month's demonstration video. This is Tony Luongo, co-founder of Smile, Create, Repeat, and we're going to create a greeting card with a stamp. We're going to carve a stamp today. I'm going to show you some different techniques that I think you'll like. So the first thing is to get your drawing onto your stamp, and there's a link for another video showing you how to do that in the description below. So we're going to start carving. So make sure, of course, if you have writing on here, it's reversed. So when you stamp it, it will be the right way. The most important thing with this is carving away from your hand because you do not want to gash yourself. So I'm just going to start. We have a thin V cut and a fat U-shape tip. And we have these wooden speedball handles. And they're pretty simple to use. You just take the non-knife side in, you slide it in, and be careful, again, this is sharp. And that's it. And then you just follow what you want to do. So what I'm doing is I'm carving out a line around my design, because I want this to print, the tree to print, and then the Merry Christmas text. So I want these lines to actually be pretty nice. So, oh, I just did it to my hand. I'm doing very little pressure, but still you don't want to do that. So as I'm cutting this, I'm changing my design, and I'm not going to leave the whole block. I'm just cutting the tree because the way this U shape is working, I think it's going to be neat having just the stroke of this tool creating the pattern of the pine tree. And so I'm here. So I'm going to leave some of the print up here, and I'll be able to carve in a couple of the snowflakes. And this is a little rough because this is a thick nib, but later on we're going to go in and sharpen those lines up and make it look a little sharper. Switching to the finer point, the sharper, the small V, and we'll see what we can do, maybe cleaning up some of these tree so we can get some fine details in there. So, and we're going to do a test print to see what else we need to adjust. Oh, and I'm also going to take a minute to talk to you about our Deluxe Holiday Sketchbox. It's pre-order still up until December 14th, and then that's when we'll ship. So you can get those for Christmas, and if you pre-order before then, it's $15 off. So it's, what is it, $55 instead of $70, and that includes the shipping, the no shipping charges, so that's it. And you can go to our website in the shop for more details, or you can add it onto your subscription. Or if you're a new subscriber, as you subscribe, there'll be a section after you pick your plan. Now we're going to try to get this is a very fine tool. So it makes make these letters easier, and we'll have to see if it digs it in enough for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I think I'll have to go in again. Yep. All right, the Mary's done. Now we're going to go into the Christmas. And I think I make that T a little taller and very cross-like, not by accident. And you've probably seen me go like with the H, I went from here and then here from both sides, and that's to try to keep just a little cleaner stroke. And if you'd like, I'm going to, there'll be a link in the description below where I'll have the drawing for this. So you'll be able to transfer. You won't have to draw it out, you can just print it out, transfer it to your stamp, and then just start carving. So that's the Christmas. Now I'm making some ornaments, and these you want to take a little longer than I just took because that's not a circle. It's a circle-ish. I think I'll probably do one. Let's see if we can get some more definition in this star. Alright, I'm going to add a couple snowflakes. Yeah, just one to show you how I'm doing it. Then we'll test it and then see if we need more or to adjust those. And again, away from your hands. Alright. Alright, we're going to test stamp this because you want to do that before you print your cards. Now we have our ink pad here. Let me make sure there's less stuff on there. And this, you can use the roller and block printing ink. We're using the stamp here just because it's a little easier. So here, this part is going to show up. So everything that we didn't cut is going to print, is the plan. So we'll have to see what it looks like and where we need to clean it up. So I'm just going to push that on there, half of it, and then the other half. And then I'm going to put it on, let's see, move this paper up. And put it down, and then you just push on it. And it won't really slide because this is like a piece of rubber here. And we'll see, one, if we inked it enough, and two, if we carved it enough. All right. Hey, that's pretty neat. I like the texture, but as you can see, we have a lot. We need to, well, if you want to, you need to clean this up here. Some of that looks nice because it shows that it's a carving. But then up here, I think I'm gonna carve out something like this and put some snowflakes in there, carve the rest of that away. And same with over here, to add like a little bit of a, maybe like a frame type thing, and then clean up these, and maybe try to sharpen those up a little bit. Clean it up. That one looks nice right there. Yeah, that looks, I think we need to sharpen that up a little bit. Maybe round that. Yep, these. But the Merry Christmas, the writing, pretty pleased with how that showed up. I was a little nervous because it is so fine. All right, so I'm going to clean that up. And then let's see if we can do this border part I was talking about. Except I'm not going to be able to do, yeah, I'm getting rid of the snowflakes because I think the border will look neat. Maybe not though, maybe that. We'll just get rid of all that because then it'll be just a clean, and maybe leave some of these marks right along the edges, excuse me, to show that, like the frame of it. So what are we gonna do? So we're gonna get rid of this, again, away from your hands. So that is definitely gonna show up. So I'm gonna carve some of that away, and some of it's gonna show up anyway. We'll take that piece off. I like the extra, I like this stuff on mine because I like it to look like It's artwork, not a printout. Although I'm a designer, so I can make it look like that as a printout too, but that's not what I'm trying to do. And because this carves much deeper than the smaller one did, getting rid of that snowflake we made was no big deal, as you could see. And you could also cut this out if you had, well, with scissors you can cut it to get rid of this extra part. All this piece here, you could cut right along here and have the silhouette of the tree as your stamp. But like we talked about, I want some of this texture to accidentally show up, I think. Yeah, we'll knock down some of those around this a little. I think we'll use the smaller tool for that. And with these edges, as you can see, it's not cutting quite like it did when you had the full block, but I think if we just chip away a little bit at it, we'll be able to get what we want. And then let's sharpen this edge a little bit, or define it, not sharpen, although it is sharpening it, but we're defining that a little nicer. And then this, and what I'm doing is, you can see here, like this one looks square. So I want that to be more of a point. So that's what I'm looking for and trying to finesse a little better. And let's add some pattern or a stripe to the tree skirt. And this is why we got this one. And maybe we can do just doing little dashes. And then see if those, yeah. Oh, I think that's gonna be nice. And then I'm just gonna put another ornament here. So now what I'm doing is we're just seeing what we got for space and balance. We'll put a small one here. And maybe we can add these lines to the star. All right, we finished carving this, I think. We touched up some pieces, and I'm gonna do another test print. Because I have the star close to the top and this part is carved out more, this won't be centered if I use from block to block. So when I do print the card, I'll have to go a little lower and have this hang over where I want it, so this is even, this space is even, and that space is even with the top. All right, so let's see. Get our ink pad, we'll try this again. First 1/2. And let's get that. Yep, that looks good. And I hit the edge of the pad, so I wanted to re-ink that so there isn't a line. Am I on the camera? And I put it down. That was sloppy. Be more careful next time. And I'm pushing down in the middle. And I'm pushing on the edges too to see if we can get some of that texture. All right, and now the reveal. Drum roll. Yep. I like it. So this ink did not show up. So maybe I put too much ink on there. Oh, and I see this piece right here, this little scrap, so I gotta get that out of there. And anything else? Yeah, that showed up nice. The ornaments, the star except for this piece. Alright, so I think I'm good with that. And I'm going to grab my card. I'm going to do that again, actually, just to clean some of the ink off. Alright, so we have our card. This is a stamping card from Strathmore. And we're going to, so if I put this centered, you can see, can't see. You see this is that far off, but then this is this plus this, so I'm going to have to do it a little lower than centered. Let's get some of the scraps out of there. And I'm holding it up because I don't want that edge. Okay, and I think we got too much ink on it last time, so we don't really need to push it too hard on that pad. So we'll see here, I'm gonna have to so that's centered, so I need to bring it a little lower. All right, so I put it there. And the other way you could do this is if you put the ink, the stamp down and put your card on it. And now I'm pushing, and I'm actually not pushing as hard. The camera's bouncing. Not pushing as hard as I did last time to see if maybe that helps with the finish. Oh, I think I like that. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this, I think, and that, because this here shows that the top of my block ends right there. So I'm going to get rid of that, but I think that looks really nice. So with that, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you all for all the support. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and if you have any comments, questions, leave them in the description below. And please share your work with us. And remember to smile, create, repeat.